Welcome back to the channel, guys. And in this video, hey, I love reviewing weapons. I love testing out weapons. I love building weapons. That's my thing. So we just got some changes to some weapons here. And after a review of the changes, I think there was 4 changes. We have no 5. So we have the Wave of Light, the Excava, the Executor, Executor, whatever, the shotgun. Um, and we had wait, what? Oh, Kingsguard Lance, and then we also had the Peacemaker. The only one that I can't review, we'll just go over base stats, and I'll show you what it used to be and what it is now. Is the Peacemaker, because I just never went to go farm that one out. I should, so I can make a video for you guys. I will, but that's the only one that we can't hands-on review, so we can only look at stats and see what the changes are and how it benefited the weapon at all. So that's the only one. But the other 4, we're gonna dive into. We're gonna look at the weapons. We're gonna throw mods on there. We're gonna test it. I'm gonna show you on screen the differences and everything like that. So anyway, strap in. This might be a lengthy video, but hey, that's what I do for y'all. Without wasting time, let's just get straight into this. Starting off, we're just going to hop straight into this. I want to talk about the Excava changes. So I'm going to put on the screen what it used to be at this level, and I'm going to read off my phone what it used to be, and we'll see what it is now. So at the same exact level 1 or ability upgrade, unique ability level 1 or whatever, it is hipfire accuracy minus 15%, aim shot accuracy minus 15%. The voltage charge duration is 3.5 seconds. Max stacks 34, which the change is 24 now, so they dropped it by 10 for this level in particular. Energy grenade. So the energy grenade, same, no limits. Max stacks is still 3. Fire and critical hit rate still 5, and fire and critical hit rates per stack is still 2. The only thing that was one of the only things that was changed was while aiming, additional damage. So it's firearm damage times the number of stacks times 0.35 or 135%. And now it's firearm damage times the number of stacks times 0.60 or 160%. It is a slight increase. What is that? 25% increase. So instead of at max being 180, because that's what it was, max stacks now. So as you see on the screen, what's going to happen is your hipfire accuracy is going to go down, aim shot accuracy is going to go down, duration is going to go up by 0.5 every time, and the ammo required for 1 grenade is going to go down by 3 for each upgrade. Obviously, critical hit rate per stack is going to go up to a maximum of 5, obviously, and it's super tiny, so I don't know if you could see, but it's going to go up by 20% per upgrade. So from 160, this next one will be 180. Level 3 will be 200, and then level 4 will be 220. Your electric resistance per stack is going to go up by 0.5 per, which horrendous. So yeah, there's that. Not the greatest change. It's still not gonna, unfortunately, it's still not gonna change the performance of this weapon. These are slight increases, essentially only to the grenade portion and the resistance that it does. But my problem is this. This resistance is pathetic. And this is why I say that. Look at the resistance of this. Electric resistance minus 3% and electric resistance per stack minus 2%. Now let me show you something that also reduces resistances, but that's far superior. The clairvoyance. Now, my clairvoyance unique ability isn't upgraded at all, and at max stacks it goes to 40%. The chill resistance minus 20% at base, and then once you get applied calling, that's another minus 20%. This clairvoyance is an amazing resistance attribute, like debuff type of deal. So for the clairvoyance being 20% at base and the Excava being 3%, what is that? 3% plus, what is that? 6% or minus the 6%? It doesn't even hold a candle. So this portion is absolutely useless. They need to jump this electric resistance up to be somewhat comparable to what they did with the clairvoyance, because the clairvoyance actually allows, let's say, Viessa to increase her damage by a few 100,000 with her ability. This one is only going to let you increase your damage with an electric character by probably a few hundred. So the electric resistance portion on this is still garbage. The damage on this one isn't like, it's not like mega insane top tier. So let's go ahead and I want to show you. So if you see my video that I did on the Excava, when we dropped it, we're just going to do this standard little electric build. It doesn't really matter. We're just here for the magazine and the fire rate, so that way we can get the 3 stacks as quick as possible. So let's go ahead and get these 3 stacks real fast. Alright, so we got the 3 stacks. Now one thing that they did was they increased the, well, it said that they increased the grenade. I'm hoping that mean like they made it an actual grenade, so where it explodes and does a little bit of AoE damage, but let's go ahead and see. So with 3 stacks and the 25% increase that we got, let's see what we're doing. So that was a 59,000 damage. Let's keep it a stack. If you go back and look at my video, the damage ain't like it didn't, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's look, it's just not it. It's just not it. This was pointless. This was a pointless update for this weapon. And you know I'm supposed to keep it a stack with y'all. Y'all know I'm not about to lie to y'all and make you go waste your time. No, I'm here to make sure you know what's good and what's not. Unfortunately, the Excava is still trash. Now, you can crit on those explosions. You can, okay? But, yeah, I mean, so it's just not all that great. And just to prove to y'all, when I said that this portion of the weapon, when it says, while aiming additional damage, fire and damage time number of stacks times 160, it's only talking about the damage of the grenade. If you look, 12,488, and we're aiming. 12,488, and we hit fire. It's the exact same. That's only the damage of the grenade. Just so you guys know. So that's the Excava. It is still trash. Nothing. These changes absolutely did pretty much nothing. That grenade is it's just not amazing. I wish they increased the damage by a lot. So, anyways, that's the Excava. The changes are pretty minuscule. Didn't really make too much of a difference. Now let's go ahead and move to the Kingsguard Lance, one of the worst weapons in the game. So, let's go ahead and I'm gonna read to you, as you'll be able to see on the screen what the ability was before this change. So, aiming activates preview mode. When canceling the aim, deactivates preview mode. When firing while aiming, deploys a unique ability Guardian Lance on the terrain and consumes a set amount of ammo upon deployment. The deployed Guardian Lance lasts for a set time, and hitting the Guardian Lance deals damage to nearby enemies. Each time the deployed Guardian Lance is hit, its duration and range is slightly increased. The difference, essentially the real difference now, is there is no set time anymore for the Guardian Lances, and now you can place up to 3. The buffs for this actually is better. So previously before, we're going to compare from 0, which you'll have it on the screen, from both 0 to 0. Previously before, the rounds per magazine was -10, now it's -4. Ammo cost upon installation, putting the Guardian Lance down, was 6, now it's 5. The duration was 3 seconds, now it's a base of 10 seconds. And then there was a duration increase upon hit, 0.1, but now it's duration increased upon hit 2 seconds, max duration of 20 seconds, and it used to be max duration of 6 seconds. Additional damage was firearm damage times 6%. Now it says damage, firearm damage times 14%, damage intervals, same as equipped weapon. Damage intervals was at every 0.11 seconds, and the damage range was 3 meters, and It used to be the damage range increases upon hit at 0.1 meters per hit, up to its maximum duration. So it was kind of Bun's absolute dog trash. Now its damage range is 3 meters, and then damage range increase upon hit is 0.6, and the maximum range is now 6 meters. So unfortunately, the changes to the Kingsguard Lance is still horrendous. Still one of the worst weapons in the game. Still not worth investing. Still not worth farming. I mean, farm it just for like to say you have it, but as you see on the screen, the damage is abysmal. There's no mods on the weapon, but if you look at the damage compared to my beam and what that tower thing is doing, it's garbage. Yes, you can put up to 3 of them, but I mean, I'm assuming once you max out the unique ability, maybe 2 or 3, maybe 2 of them would probably be able to do the same damage as your regular beam. But at that point, you might as well just use your beam. So the Kingsguard Lance is still a horrible weapon. Now, the next one that we're going to go over, which this change on this one is interesting to say the least. So let's go ahead and take a peek-sees at what the unique ability is now. We're going to look at the comparison and what it used to be. So the Splendor. So I'm going to put it on the screen like normal. So what it used to be is after reloading, grants the unique ability Solar Halo. On hitting an enemy while Solar Halo is active, inflicts Lunar Halo on the target enemy with a set chance. What it is now, they added Twilight to this. So after reloading, grants the unique ability Solar Halo. When hitting an enemy while under the effect of Solar Halo, Twilight is created at the target's location. Enemies hit by Twilight are affected with the Lunar Halo effect. So they added a second step now. So before it was you bust out Solar Halo, and then you clap a dude in the chin, whatever, and you have a chance to proc Lunar Halo. But now Solar Halo will have a chance to proc Twilight, and Twilight, when it explodes, will proc Lunar Halo. Yeah, so it's a whole extra step in there. But I'll say visually it looks cool. So let's see. At the same exact level, reload time modifiers minus 12%, stay the same. Duration at base is 1 second, stay the same. Recoil minus 50%, now it's minus 100%, so this is literally a laser beam now. Firearm critical hit rate is fixed at 100%. It used to be a starting base of 45, so you guaranteed crits when you get Solar Halo now. Twilight, so the trigger rate is 50%, and the range is a 3 meter radius. And you'll see what I mean. So it's 3 meters in range, and the duration is 1 second. So the radius is 1 second duration. And then now Lunar Halo, duration is 6 seconds, same. And weaken regeneration is minus 50%. Same exact as what it was. Now, on hitting an enemy afflicted with Moonlight Halo, firearm attack, 10%. Moonlight Halo, when the thing explodes. So I'll show you, so you can see what I'm talking about. And I did put some investments in here because I actually have been working on this, as you see. But we're going to use this weapon with nothing on it. So let's go ahead and switch back to, let's get multiple enemies really quick. We want to put them in a straight line. All right, so the Wave of Light. Let's go ahead and see this new unique ability and the slight changes to it. So let's say we shoot a shot, right? Cool. Now reload. Now pay attention to the left side of my character. See that buff? Now it's gone. It's a really short duration. So if I shoot and then reload and shoot instantly while that buff is up, I have a chance to proc that. And that right there, that big circle thing that you've seen, is the Twilight. So the Twilight trigger effect is 50% at base. It might go up, I'm not too sure. But trigger rate is 50% right now, and the duration is 1 second, whatever. The duration, maybe it matters, maybe it doesn't. I guess it just really depends. Now, what that does is it's going to apply the Moonlight Halo effect. It also does the Lunar Halo, but the Moonlight Halo effect will increase your firearm attack by 10%. So I want to go ahead and show you that. So let's shoot, reload, and instantly shoot as quick as we can. Now, see, if we can hit a crit again, that's 112,000 damage crit. And without the Moonlight Halo, we're hitting 103,000. As you see, 112,000. Pretty nice, right? So let's talk about where does this weapon go now? This weapon now, I will say the changes make it slightly better. I will say probably it'll be really good or a lot better for Colossus than anything else. It's just that Solar Halo duration is really low at base. I'm hoping. Well, that's the only thing that can go up is the duration, unless they say they're not doing the duration in the slightest. But I really hope I can find it, figure it out what the max will be. And I hope that firearm attack does go up. So if the duration does go up and the firearm attack does go up, that means if you just put on, you don't even need a reload speed. Fire rate, like we put on some fire rate in there and build it normally like a weak point weapon for maximum damage. This thing will be so good, and I know it will be so good. It'll probably push this thing up from like a C tier ish, C B tier to maybe like high B, low A tier weapon. Particularly for boss. I mean, for anything really, especially if you have the aim for it. It's it's not much of a change. I personally think the Wave of Light has already been pretty good, but this slight change has definitely aided in making it really, really good. Really good. I wouldn't say really, really good. Make it a better. It's better now, for sure. So, Wave of Light, still, it's pretty good now. Like I said, as long as the duration goes up, and hopefully, I mean, even if not the firearm attack, as long as the duration goes up, we're golden. But I'm gonna look for that. I'm gonna look for that. So, anyways, now let's talk about the changes to this thing, the Executor. So, if we look at the Executor shotgun, and let's go ahead and look at the changes to this. All right, so this is what Impending Judgment used to do. So, on hitting an enemy with all fired bullets grants the unique ability Executor's Exaltation. If all the fired bullets do not hit the enemy while the effect is active, decreases the effect stage by -1. At the highest stage, firing a shot removes this effect, regardless of whether it hits the target or not. At the highest stage, increased firearm attack on hit and inflicts electrocution on the target enemy. On hitting an electrocuted enemy, increased firearm attack and applies this buff to the attack. That's what it used to be. Now we have on hitting an enemy with all fired bullets grants the unique ability Executor's Exaltation. When hitting at the maximum level, the weak point damage multiplier is increased and applied, and the target enemy is afflicted with the electrocuted effect. All right, cool. So now we're getting weak point damage instead of raw damage. So let's go ahead and see now. We'll start on what it used to be. So the duration was 5 seconds, max stacks was 5, accuracy was 10%, firearm critical hit rate 6%, accuracy per stack 5%, firearm critical hit rate per stack was 8%, and firearm attack at max stacks was 30%. So you got 30% on the final hit. The electrocution used to be duration 2 seconds, damage intervals was 0.5 seconds, additional damage was firearm damage times 60%, and defense was the 3%. And then electrocuted enemies, you do extra 5% firearm attack. What it is now is duration is 5 seconds, max stacks is 3, which it used to be 5. Now remember, it was 5 stacks max, and on the 6th shot, it was the extra damage. But we'll see if it's that same with here. Max 3 stacks, and then the 4th shot is the bonuses. So let's see. Max stacks 3, accuracy 10%, accuracy per stack 5%. Firearm critical hit chance 21%. Firearm critical hit rate or chance per stack is 21%. So you get 21% per stack up to 3 stacks. Amazing. Firearm critical hit damage 18%. Firearm critical hit damage per stack 18%. And then fire speed increase. So fire rate. Firing speed increase, just fire rate increase, 5%, and firing speed increase per stack 5%. Weak point damage at maximum stacks is 20%. And so at the maximum stacks, once you hit 3 stacks, you get 20% weak point. On the 4th shot should be the bonus with all the bonuses, and your weak point. Electrocution is the exact same. Duration 2 seconds, damage intervals 0.5 seconds, additional damage, firearm damage times 60% with a minus 3% to the defense. So these buffs on paper are absolutely nuts. Now, we do have some investments into this thing. So let's go ahead and see what we can do. So, as we know, our crit rate is horrendous. So, let's see. So, we have action and reaction rifling, reinforcement shell up, so we can have shell capacity of 19 instead of the 15. Oh, crap. Let me put that back. All right, cool. We have electrocution. I'm going to take this off for this particular testing. We're not going to be able to see any damage here, but I'm going to put a screenshot of the video that I made on this weapon previously of the damage, so that way we could kind of like maybe compare a little bit of something, just because yeah, trying to figure this out is horrendous. So let's double check this unique ability really quick so I can explain something. So as you see, on hitting an enemy with all fired bullets, grants unique ability Executed Exaltation. So let's hit all the bullets really quick. Now previously, if you were to miss, let's see, your stacks would go away, but they don't anymore, which definitely helps with the overall DPS of the weapon. Now, as you see with Enzo, and we're hitting weak point pretty much, we're hitting straight crits all the time now. We're hitting about 41,000 damage crits, right? So let me go ahead and do some math for you really quick. Let's bust out the young calculator, and let's see. So we're hitting 41,000 damage crits times 19 pellets. So each shot is roughly doing 779,000 damage. So what are we thinking about that, right? Because you can shoot this thing really quick now. Really quick. It's actually kind of crazy how fast we can shoot this. But, is that enough? Right? So there is no need for Enzo to get the crits. The only need for Enzo now is his ammo supply, because this is a heavy. Although our crits, and we have the 2 critical hit damage mods on, you can slightly increase it a little bit more. But let's go ahead and see what the stats are really quick. Let's see if it'll show on the screen. So our critical hit rate is a 1.424, and our critical hit damage is a 1.9 times multiplier. Our weak point damage is a 1.35. So let's see if we get some increases here in the stat screen. All right, let's see real quick. All right, so 91% critical hit, 2.9 times, and we didn't catch the weak point. I didn't read it fast enough. 1 second. And our weak point now is a 1.55. So the increases are pretty good, right? The increases are pretty nice, but, because this is a shotgun, and it's a high-powered round weapon, the only problem comes with ammo economy. So, although the changes to the Executor definitely probably makes this one probably, I want to say, the best shotgun. It's not the worst weapon in the game, but it's definitely not even close to telling you to invest. I don't think it's good enough for investments, so I still think just hold out. Maybe they'll buff shotguns. The best buff that they can do for shotguns is take it out of the high power round category, or severely increase the damage. If snipers are hitting in the millions, upper millions, insane numbers, and shotguns can't even hit a million, there's a problem, especially because it's a high power round weapon. Take it out of high power round, or jump the damage to the point to where it can hit for millions of damage. All right, like I said, I do not have the Peacemaker, so I'm going to have to, we're just gonna have to look at stats and see the differences and see if it was a good or not change. My apologies, I just haven't grinded it. Been playing a lot of Warhammer recently, so I've been grinding out Warhammer, trying to figure out what kind of content to do for that. I'm not too sure. So, anyways, let's go ahead and see the changes here. So, I'm gonna read what it used to be, and then we'll see what it is now. So, what it used to be was when using a dimension skill grants the unique ability single reload of peace. When single reload of piece is at max stacks, shooting while aiming rapidly fires all loaded rounds. What it is now is when using dimension and fusion skills, which is nice, the unique ability single reload for piece is granted. While the single reload for piece effect is fully stacked, aiming and shooting will rapidly fire all loaded ammo. Pretty nice. It's the same thing, except they just added fusion. So now you have dimension and fusion, which is pretty cool. The basic information stayed the same. Reload time modifier minus 20% and recoil plus 30%. It's the same. Now we're looking at both level 1 unique abilities, not max. Single reload for piece. Trigger rate is 100% for both. Duration 15 seconds. Max stacks 5 seconds. Skill cost was reduced. So 20% now. It used to be a 30% flat. I believe they changed it to now where it will continuously go down, which is a huge buff because using this weapon and being able to utilize its unique ability, but getting absolutely held with a bonus of 30% skill cost the whole time, no matter what level the unique ability is rough. So I believe, if I'm correct, in the patch notes they said they made it to where the skill cost goes down. I know some of you guys might have it maxed when the Kyle glitch was out. Everybody was one-shotting what's his face. I didn't partake in that just because I didn't care. But if you have it, just look at yours. I might be wrong. I might be right. Okay. The non-attribute skill power used to be 6%. Now it's 5%. And the non-attribute skill power per stack is 3.5%. It used to be 2%. So a slight decrease, but then a, slight increase, which is, I think it's a pretty good increase. It's a 1.5 per stack up to 5 stacks. So it is a pretty good increase. The fire rate, 545, the same across the board. So the changes isn't too crazy, but the change makes it to where now you can utilize this unique ability not only on a dimension, but also on a fusion character, which that's a solid buff. And also the changes to the skill cost is humongous. So that's that. I do think that it allows this Peacemaker to be used a little bit more. I'm not too sure how great the rapid fire aspect of it is. Like I said, I will actually go grind it out and make it to make a video for you guys. But as of right now, the buffs seem okay. And that's all I can really say to y'all. Now look, I'm gonna tell you something. Some people may not like the simple fact that I come in here and I just say it how it is. If I say something's trash, it's because it's trash. It's not because I'm just saying it to say it. I'm saying I don't want to tell you guys, hey, look, oh my goodness, the Kingsguard Lance buff is so crazy. Y'all gotta go use your hard-earned, what you grinded so freaking long for, to go, your energy activators and all that, and you better go drop 8 crystallization catalysts and your energy activator just to get a mid-tier weapon that you're never going to use and isn't great in much of any scenario because there's always better. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to make up bullshit. I'm keeping it a stack. Why do you think I say that? I'm not sitting here capping with y'all. I'm keeping it a stack. So, out of all of these changes, the Executor got a really big change and a big buff, but it didn't take the Executor from being garbage to being good. It used to be garbage, now it's just trash. That's the unfortunate reality. I wouldn't invest. I mean, I already invested, but for you, don't invest. It's not all that great. The Wave of Light, it has some potential. So I would say if you want a scout rifle, just for a DPS scout rifle, this one, as you've seen, is pretty good. So I would invest. As you see, I'm already investing in it. I've already been investing in it. I kind of just slowed down a little bit because I don't have any more of these bad boys. I gotta go get some more. But Wave of Light, I think, definitely can get some investments. The changes to it wasn't too crazy, but the 100% crit rate and that little bit of extra firearm attack that you get, it's good. It's good. So it did bump up the Wave of Light a little bit, but it didn't really make it insane. It's unfortunate that the Kingsguard Lance is still trash. The buff only pretty much doubled the minuscule damage that it was doing. So it's still extra garbage. So I still wouldn't invest inside of it. Doesn't matter if you get 3, doesn't matter if you get a billion pylons. It's just garbage. So don't invest. It's never gonna be good anywhere. You'll always be able to use something better. So just don't invest in this weapon. That's just the simple reality of it. Let's see. The Excava changes were so minuscule that it's pointless. It's still trash. It's still trash to your weapon. It didn't do much of anything. They did not change this thing in the freaking slightest. Well, they did change it, but in aspects to where it's still garbage. Like, don't make a amazing looking weapon to be the worst assault rifle in the game. Just don't. Please make it good. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it for the video. I covered all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the weapons that have been changed. Like I said, my apologies for the Peacemaker because I don't have it, so I can't show you damage and changes like that with mechanics or whatever. But we read it, so like I said, my apologies. This is the only video that you. Well, at least I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I don't know if these other people are gonna go ahead and cap it up to y'all and try to sound good or be a people pleaser, crowd pleaser, or something like that. But look, if you're mad at me because I'm telling you the weapon is still trash, well, it's simply due to the fact that it still is trash. I'm keeping it 100 with y'all, and that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I did. That's what I'm gonna do, and that's what I'm gonna keep doing. That's just me. I'm not really out here in the business of lying, so there's that. If you watch to the end, you're actually awesome. And what that means for you is you're going to get about 10 pounds of lean muscle mass. That's totally legit. Not really, but thank you guys for watching. If you guys liked the video, if you learned anything, if I helped you to, know or see the update or realize the update or see what's worth using now versus then, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, share this with your friends, share this with anybody that plays the First Descendant. Share this with your grandma, because why not? More views for me, right? Yeah. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching, and until next time.